Unpopular truth, unpopular facts. They might be unpopular, but they are 100% factuals. This video was actually inspired by a quote I saw that said, "Some of y'all ain't ready for this conversation yet," and it opened my mind wide and clear. We all know what we know, but we don't know what we don't know. Y'all actually very much enjoyed that last video I did, and I wasn't done speaking my mind on truth that everyone knows but just can't seem to say it out loud. All good though, I'm here for that. Make sure to support your favorite small channel by taking literally 1 second of your day to click this button, man. You know how long videos like this actually take? Bro, I woke up at 7 a.m. this morning to write this script. You owe me this.
Nigga got left at his own party cause he sent that address to the wrong coast.
Number 1. WNBA players should actually be paid the same as NBA players. Okay, I'm done. Actually, number 1. Kawhi doesn't make his team or teammates better. He's an elite 1v1 player on both ends of the floor, but he does little to make an overall impact to winning basketball games. There's no doubt that Kawhi Leonard is a superstar in the league. He's just not outspoken like a Lebron or Westbrook. His personality is laid back and quiet, but he's still an assassin on the court and defensively second to none. But is he really a true leader, and does he really make his teammates better? Back in his college days at San Diego State, Kawhi was more or less the same person he is today in the NBA. He had an insane work ethic, and he was the best offensive and defensive player on his team. But while Leonard was a supremely talented player, his teammates and coaches says he often expressed some frustration with team defense. He was respectful, but he would be very frustrated and say, "Why can't everybody just guard their own man?" Those were exactly his words. Well, to me, this just says that Kawhi Leonard struggled with team chemistry. As we all know, basketball is a 5-man game. Maybe not always offensively as we see the Rockets. It mostly runs through Harden and Westbrook, but we all saw how that turned out. On the other hand, defensively, basketball is 100% a 5-man game. This requires communication, teamwork, and consistency. To play elite defense, you just can't guard your own man because not every player on your team has the same defensive abilities and skills. You are required to fill your teammates' gaps and get better off of each other. We have to give credit to Kawhi as he led the Raptors to their first championship in franchise history. But did he really lead them as people think he did? Well, it's not like he literally carried them the whole playoff run like LeBron did with the Cavs in 2018. Sure, during the finals, Kawhi dominated the Warriors down the stretch and mostly had the ball because he is such a great game closer. But the Raptors winning the championship was mostly because of their insane depth. Everyone on that team could defend and score in a variety of different ways. In the end, they were a better team than the Warriors. Now this season, Kawhi joined Paul George in LA. Many analysis favored them to win a championship, but what happened? They choked a 3-1 lead. Now I think when people look at this Clippers team, all they saw was all the talents they had. But the question was, is that team going to mesh well? Will they sacrifice for each other? Will they have chemistry? I think we all got the answer to those questions after they got eliminated in the second round. Even the Clippers player admitted that they only really relied on their talent. This is my opinion. Kawhi is probably the best two-way player in the league, but you need more than athleticism and skills to win. I don't even think it's about quiet or outspoken. There's a certain things that leader in game possess that Kawhi simply doesn't. The X factor. They speak, they lead, they control, and they show through hard work and dedication what it takes to win. What this does is motivates every single player on a team to perform at the best of their ability because, like I said, Kawhi can't do it alone and he doesn't seem to understand that. It actually seems like Kawhi doesn't really care. He gets in the gym, ball out on everyone, drop a quick 40 piece, and then be the first one out of the locker room back home to reboot his computer. It is what it is though. Kawhi is an amazing player and still for me a top 3 or 4 player in the league. But he's just not what LeBron is when it comes to leading and galvanizing his group. LeBron is not the best player in the league. Oof, this one hurts. LeBron James has been considered the best player in the NBA for most of his career. In turn, he's been the best and most valuable player on his team every season since his rookie year. A surefire Hall of Famer and already an all-time great, James has been largely responsible for his team's success in nearly every season as a pro. This year though, not only is he not the best player in the league, he's not the best player on his own team anymore. After 16 straight years of leading his team in scoring in basically every other category, the King has finally relinquished the throne. Anthony Davis is the Los Angeles Lakers' leading scorer in 2020, and he's been their best player all season long. James is still averaging a respectable 25.4 points per game, but Davis is scoring in 26.8. James has upped his assist number this year in his new role, but Davis is besting him in points, rebounds, steals, blocks, and shooting percentage. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant before his injuries are all arguably better players than LeBron James this year.
But they got embarrassed in the playoffs and they can't win. And they can't get their team to the finals.
Hear me out. LeBron is still and remain the most valuable player and piece a team can possess because not only he brings his out of the ordinary basketball skills, but also his experience, leadership, and the understanding of what it takes to win it all. The thing that Kawhi doesn't have. But in all reality, he is not the best player in the NBA. Obviously, the Lakers wouldn't be where they are today without James, but the same exact thing can be said about Anthony Davis. John Wall's career might be over. After playing 32 games in last year's 2018 season, John Wall needed a surgery to deal with a recurring pain in his left heel. That surgery alone was expected to be 6 to 8 months recovery time for the star point guard, and that dramatically ended his season. In February 2019, Wall announced that another injury occurred and he needed another surgery to repair a ruptured Achilles after, according to the Wizards, slipping in his own home. Yeah. Then they also find out that an infection on his initial surgery has started and he would need proper treatment to fix this one more time. After all of this, the 2020 season has ended and no sign of Wall yet. And more doubts are starting to settle in. The elephant in the room here is clear. Can John Wall not only come back from these injuries, but be who he was before?
From the corner, putting it down!
We saw a lot of players become a shallow version of themselves after a knee and Achilles problem, especially a point guard of John Wall's nature. John relies on his speed, athleticism, and quickness to perform at the peak of his ability. Just like Rose, John was never the best shooter or the best defender in the league. He was outstanding due to his crazy layups, dunks, and full court sprints getting past defender with ease. Now, how do you keep the same athletic prowess with 2 surgeries on the knees and 1 the Achilles tendon in the same year? John Wall still is an amazing passer and a high IQ point guard, but would that be enough? Unfortunately, I don't see John being back at the top of the league like he once was. Injuries, surgery, emotional setback take a lot on the physical aspect. Your body becomes different, but even more, it takes so much in the mental game. Your confidence disappears, you play with more anxiety and fear, and the game just isn't as smooth as it once was for you. I genuinely hope I'm 100% wrong, or even just 50% wrong. I love John Wall and would love nothing more than to see him back sprinting down the court and throwing up gang signs just like the good old days, but this is real life. I still believe John can come back and give a big help to the Wizard being a true point guard over there and being the leader he was, passing the ball and coming up with smart plays. But unfortunately, the John Wall we all knew simply won't be the same. Y'all think I'm reaching? Did I go too far? Let me know in the comments, and if you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like to help us get the recognition we deserve. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace out.